Good day, pupils, and welcome to class. Today, we're going to be looking at a very interesting topic, rocks. And we are going to be considering the definition of rocks, the types of rocks, rock cycle, and the uses of rocks. What are rocks? Yes. Rocks are naturally occurring solids made of minerals which are crystalline or other mineral-like substance, meaning that rocks are made up of what? Minerals, little minerals put together, or it can be one or two, or it can just be made up of one mineral, or it can be made up of a combination of more than one minerals. Now note that minerals are the building blocks of rocks. Okay. Now, the scientific study of rocks is called petrology. Petrology is a scientific study of rocks. Now, that brings us to the next subtopic: types of rocks. Rocks fall into three classes according to their origin, according to how they are formed. We have the igneous rock, the sedimentary rock, and the metamorphic rocks. Here, this is a picture that shows or a summary of the types of rocks, the examples of rocks. We say igneous is formed by solidified molten magma, while metamorphic is formed when other rock are changed by heat, pressure, and chemical action, while sedimentary rocks are formed when the combination of rock fragments, seashells, and chemicals are compressed in layers. And note that the layers of sedimentary rocks are called strata. The layers of sedimentary rocks are called stratas. And we have different examples of igneous rock, metamorphic rocks, and sedimentary rocks. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed by volcanoes. When a volcano erupts, it sprouts out hot molten rock called magma. This magma will cool down and harden, and when it hardens, it is referred to as igneous rocks. Example is basalt and granite. We have sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed by years of sediment compacting together and becoming hard. The layers of sedimentary rocks are called stratas. Examples of this sedimentary rock are shales, limestones, and sandstones. Metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are often made from other types of rocks. For instance, shale is a sedimentary rock that change or metamorphose into metamorphic rocks such as slate. Other examples of metamorphic rocks are marble, anthracite, and schist. These are examples of rocks: metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous rocks. We have pumice, sandstone, marble, obsidian, limestone, basalt, slate, granite, chalk, and so on and so forth. Now that takes us to the rock cycle. The rock cycle just wants to show us how rock can move from one formation to another, from igneous to sedimentary to metamorphic. So sit tight. Rock are constantly changing. Now, the change in rock is what we refer to as rock cycle. And it takes millions of years for rock to change. It doesn't just change in an hour or in a day or even in a year or even thousands of years. It takes millions of years. Here is an example of the rock cycle describing a rock that can change from igneous to sedimentary to metamorphic over time. This is a diagram. Now take a very good look at this diagram because I'm going to explain what 1 stands for, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1. 1 is a melted rock or magma that is sent to the earth's surface by a volcano, and it cools and forms igneous rock. So 1 forms what? Igneous rocks. Now, because of weather or river or other event, it slowly breaks down into small pieces called the word sediment. As sediments build up and hardens over the years, sedimentary rock is formed. Slowly, the sediment will get covered with other rocks and end in the deep of the earth crust. Look at it, end in the deep of the earth crust. And finally, when the pressure and heat gets high enough, the sedimentary rock will metamorphose into a metamorphic rock and the cycle will start again. So the rock cycle is just a description of how rock changes over time. Uses of rocks. We have so many types of rocks. With the so many types of rock we have, that is how we have the various uses of rocks. And remember that rocks are not uniform. Rocks differs in shape, in size, and in color. And rocks are made up of one or more than one minerals, and minerals are the building blocks of rocks. Now, types of rocks and their uses. We have limestone. What do we use limestone for? The color is white and it's used for making cement. We have coal. Coal is black. Sorry. Coal is black and we use it to make fire. We have chalk. Chalk is white and it's used for writing. And we have sandstone. Sandstone is red and is used as building materials. Limestone, coal, chalk, and sandstone are all examples of sedimentary rocks. Then we have pumice. Pumice is gray in color and is used as a bath scrub. Do you know, or have you been to somewhere and you see someone using a piece of rock to wash the back of his or her foot? Yes, that rock the person used is called a pumice. It's used for bath scrubs. Granite. Granite is pink in color and is used as curb stones. Stones that we use in making curbs on our walkway. Pumice and granite are called igneous rocks. They are examples of igneous rocks. Then we have slate. Slate is gray in color and is used for roofing sheets. We use it to roof our houses. Then marbles are also white in color and they are used in making what? Statues. And these two examples are metamorphic rocks. Now, if you take a good look at the types and the examples and the uses of rocks, you will discover that we make use of rock in our everyday life. So rock is what? Important. Thank you, and that brings us to the end of our class. Hope we've learned the definition of rocks, the types of rock, the rock cycle, and the uses of rock. See you some other time.